they don't want to bust the agent or give away that they're agents because there might be other reasons that they have them still. Like maybe they're still involved in some other stuff, and that's kind of what I think might be the case. What do you guys think of that theory? You think it's crazy, or you think it makes sense? Again, I don't know if it's true. This is just me speculating. Like why they wouldn't release it, right? Why they would do such a bad job. So like then.
Oh, okay. So any reason other than Donald Trump is a pedophile is basically what you're saying. No, guys, I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying that I'm looking for any reason other than the fact that the president is a pedophile. Leaflet actually did make a video about Pam Bondi. Let's watch that. How long is that?
The real reason Pam Bondi got fired is dark. Yeah, so apparently she's out. She's apparently out. I think they've already chosen like a new person. I'm not sure, but let's see what this dark reason is.
No, they haven't. But her, I don't think that they've chosen a new person. I haven't heard that. Of course, she does already have a replacement. That would be the vice secretary, right? Or the vice attorney general, or so I don't know what the fucking position is called. My bad. I don't know, man.
Speculation, though, apparently.
We just learned why President Trump fired Pam Bondi. Trump makes it official, and now we know what got her fired.
This motherfucker.
Thought, actually. Huh? Pretty bad fact, and shocks me, quite frankly. Trump fires Pam Bondi after tumultuous year of Epstein Files fumbles and MAGA-based anger at her White House.
That was her fault, dude. I was saying this a while ago, like during the fucking deposition or whatever it's called, when she had to go in front of Congress, when she had to go in front of the committee. Okay, that was crazy. Okay, and she did terrible, but to be fair, she she did the best she could with what she was given. Okay, my point is it's not her fault at the core of this issue, of the Epstein issue, right? First of all, obviously she didn't diddle the children, okay, but not only that, and you know, she's not the person that collected the evidence, did the investigation. But I don't think that she certainly isn't like the reason that we weren't getting the Epstein files, okay? She is the mouthpiece, okay? She is covering for pedophiles. Yeah, that's evil, that's disgusting, but like, do you really think that Pam Bondi is like the Epstein mastermind? She's covering for all the pedophiles because she just like feels like it. Like, no, man, obviously she's not like the leader of the pack here. It's Trump. Okay, Trump is the person blocking the Epstein files, and the Republican the Republican representatives as a whole. And that's not to say that Democrats haven't also participated in this cover-up. They have, but look. Let's see the list. Let's look at the list.
The reason that they're not releasing it is because they have fucking agents that are in there that are a part of like the list, and that they don't want to compromise those agents. That's my guess. Is that they have some people that were a part of it, like whether undercover or whatever, for whatever reason. There could be multiple reasons.
Yeah. Trump is an undercover agent. Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, you don't get it. They were undercover pedophiles, J-Star. You don't get it, bro.
Because they were using it to control people, and that they were like, well, you know, they're gonna do this anyway, regardless of what we do. So we're going to.
No, they're not protecting people that were getting blackmail. No, that's insane. Okay. They're protecting the people. The blackmailers are protecting the people because they're playing ball. Do you understand? Like, the reason why, first of all, let's make one thing completely clear. The blackmailers in this context is Mossad. Okay, it's Israel. They are obviously the blackmailers in this equation. If you disagree with me, I don't even know what to tell you. Okay, it's not the CIA, it's not our intelligence community. It's Mossad, okay? And maybe there are agents within the CIA that are also in on this, but I don't think the CIA as a whole, or the leadership at the CIA or the FBI are like, in on this shit. Okay, no, it's Mossad, bro. So anyway, those are not the people being protected. Those are the people doing the protecting. They are withholding the information. And don't get me wrong, the FBI has a lot of information as well. I still think that, like, I mean, they are protecting the politicians, but my point is like they aren't the blackmailers. They aren't the ones that did the blackmailing, did the collection of this blackmail. They didn't do that, man. It was
I'm not saying
Mossad.
this is a good reason. Like, you know, separate this away from my personal idea of whether or not this is good. But I think that somebody made a calculation that was like, well, they're going to do this anyway, and if we shut it down, they're going to do it again, but then we won't be in it. So
And hold on, and I'm sorry, but the idea that Pam Bondi was protecting the blackmailers, no, man, no, that's so crazy. That is so crazy, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?
they were like, we might as well give them. And again, like I said, this is what I believe, right? I'm telling you, like, this is what I don't
Yeah,
think this is a
you're
good-
stupid.
And they're like, if we shut it down, they're going to start it up again somewhere else, and we won't have control the next time. So we might as well just let them do their thing, and then at least we have an in, and we can somewhat keep it controlled. And in fact, we can use it for our own purposes, right? For surveillance, blackmail, whatever the fuck, like reasons. Like they can use it to control people. And I think that those people have agents that are involved. The people they have people in it that are.
Let me tell you something, man. Pam Bondi's prime prerogative was to protect Donald Trump at all costs. Protect this administration from scrutiny, from the court of public opinion, right? From congressional scrutiny and from the public's opinion of them. That was her job. Okay, she fucking failed on both fronts, so that's why she was fired. Okay, it's very simple. It's very like I feel like this part of like the Epstein files, it gets really confusing. It gets really convoluted. Okay, there's a lot of in the air, like what's real, what isn't. I've said this before, and my perspective is that it doesn't really fucking matter what's real and what isn't, because from what we already know that they're pedophiles. Okay, we already know that shit. So, anything else like the cannibalism, like who cares? Okay, but anyway, that stuff is like kind of, did it happen? Did it not? Like what's real? What isn't? Okay, but this part of the Epstein files, this is very easy to understand. This is very easy to just see. Like you can just look at this and be like, oh yeah, common sense. Okay, like unironically, this is fucking. These people are always talking about like, oh, it's just common sense. It's just common sense. Well, okay, use common sense here. Because this shit is obvious, man. What else is there to say,
they're
man?
utilizing it for their purposes under the understanding. that if
Pam Bondi, she was protecting Trump. Trump is a pedophile. He's pedophile
shut
president.
it down,
What else
another
is there
one
to
will
say?
happen, that will be worse. Does that make sense? I think that's what's happening. That's again my just my theory of what's happening. There's no proof of this other than like motive. Like I'm considering like for what reason could they possibly not want to release the stuff? And I think it makes sense that the cat's out of the bag. Basically, people.
The motive is that the president and probably presidents of the past and lots of politicians and rich people, powerful people with influence in this country, in other countries, they are pedophiles. They are pedophile, cannibal, sex traffickers. That's the motivation. What's interesting to me is Pam Bondi, her only job was to protect the president. And she failed. And then she got fired. And that, and like what obviously the logical train of thought here is like, oh, the president is definitely a pedophile. Okay, for sure. Like this is just like, and I mean, the libs, the left-tards, the woke tards, we were already convinced that the president is a pedophile. But this is just like, it's just more shit on top of it. It's just like more proof. It's crazy.
People, there were leaks, investigations that happened. The cat's out of the bag. They lost control of the situation, but they have agents involved, and they don't want to fuck them over. Does that make sense? Like they're like, that guy, I know he was a part of the thing, but actually he was secretly one of our agents, and he was working with them, but leaking the stuff to us.
Come on, dude. Dude. No. If you are in the secret pedophile sex trafficking ring, then you are in the secret pedophile sex trafficking ring. I don't want to fucking hear this shit, man. Undercover. Undercover. No, you don't get it, J-Star. They were secretly not pedophile. They were pretending to be pedophiles. That's crazy. What?
So, like, they don't want to give away, they don't want to bust the agent or give away that they're agents because there might be other reasons that they have them still. Like, maybe they're still involved in some other stuff. And that's kind of what I think might be the case. What do you guys think of that theory? You think it's crazy, or you think it makes sense? Again, I don't know if it's true. This is just me speculating. Like, why they wouldn't release it, right? Why they would do such a bad job. So, like, then it...
Oh, okay. So any reason other than Donald Trump is a pedophile is basically what you're saying. No, guys, I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying that I'm looking for any reason other than the fact that the president is a pedophile.
For them to be like, okay, we're in here now. We're going to release all the shit, guys. We're going to release the Kraken, and oh shit, right? Like, the person was like, all right, we're ready to go. I'm in there. Fuck it. We're releasing all of this shit. Like, you know, like Dan Bongino and whatnot, right? And they get in there, gung-ho, like, we're going to take this all down. And they're like, oh my God, this is actually really bad. And then people above were like, yeah, do you see why we can't release it? And they're like,
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Kind of. I don't think I really see it the same way you do. Okay, like, I think that they cared about posturing, like they were going to release the files, in the lead up to the election, so that Donald Trump would win the election. But then, yes, when they got into office, they saw who was on the list, and they were like, oh, well, yeah, that's not happening. That's it.
Fair enough. And again, do I think that's the right
maybe some might say they knew all along. I would say, you know, Dan Bongino knowing about that shit, like, are you fucking kidding me? He's a podcaster.
I don't know. I'm not in the room. I don't know what's at stake, right? Like, if there could, like, is there possibly a route in which it's worth it? And again, like, it's hard to say, right? Because it's such an emotional thing. Like, when you're dealing with, like, kids being abused, it's obviously, like, the biggest thing that you would worry about and you would want to stop. But it's like, what is on the other end of it? I don't know what that possibly could be. Like, could there be possibly something
that was,
obviously worth not getting justice here for?
Yeah, obviously these people want that.
That are holding the world together that we don't understand. It's honestly the most likely scenario, speaking from background experience, is that's what I think. Like, the motives, what I'm inferring is based on the motives and, like, what happened. Like, how does any of the puzzle, like, fit? Where do the puzzle pieces fit here, right? Because again, Dan Bongino went in there like, I'm gonna fuck everything up, I'm gonna clean this up, and he gets in there and he just, oh shit, right? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense unless I don't know, they fucking body snap. They're fucking yerks now, you know, like they put a fucking yerk in Dan Bongino's ear or something. Like, I don't know.
Go down. Okay, let's go to President Trump, make it official. And we're gonna go through some of the rumor mill stuff actually happening behind the scenes. Pam Bondi, the Great American Patriot, says Trump, loyal friend. Remember, she was his personal attorney, right? So faithfully served as Attorney General the past year. Pam did a tremendous job overseeing the massive crackdown on crime.
I'll talk about it when I watch the video.
Country murders plummeting to the lowest level since 1900. We love Pam. She'll be transitioning to a much needed, more important job in the private sector. To be announced at a date in the near future, our Deputy Attorney General, very talented, legal mind Todd Blanche, will step in to serve as acting Attorney General. Thank you for your attention. This matters. Whole things here. People are saying that Pam Bondi is staying in the administration. No, this says that she'll be leaving. She's going to the private sector. So there we go. And then other people are saying that Lee Zeldin will get the job. It's going to
Todd Blanche.
This is Donald Trump's personal attorney. Todd Blanche was.
All right. Back to this.
The attorney that Trump had through many of his trials, deep state trials, and witch hunts.
Pam Bondi.
And so that's the news directly from Trump. Here's what's going on behind the scenes. Pam Bondi, Attorney General, begged for a job. Late night White House showdown that happened last night. Bondi becomes the second cabinet casualty in less than a month, brought down by months of MAGA fury about her boss Jeffrey Epstein file saga that dogged Trump's Justice Department.
It was very bad.
Didn't have to be that way. It was just
like
totally
the whole thing with the them releasing the files to specific people, but they were just so much bullshit. It was just bad.
Completely mishandled. It was all,
the optics of it were terrible.
All done.
Yeah, but what I was saying earlier is that the fucked up part about this is she is just the fall guy. Okay, like she did her best, dog. What the hell? Like, I got credit where credit's due. Okay, she did a decent job considering her task at hand, like her actual job description, plus what they gave her. Yeah, I mean, Pam Bondi did a great job, actually. Like, well, okay, maybe not great. Okay, but she did the best she could. Okay, she did the damn thing. She defended pedophile president to the bitter end. Okay, like to say that she fucked up in this is just, it's insane. Okay, like, do you think you would have done any better, Leaflet? Is that what you think?
Nobody forced you to do the stupid unsigned memo. Nobody forced
You're a fucking dumbass.
You didn't do anything wrong. I mean, there's a memo.
Okay, at least she's an actual lawyer.
Okay. Well, the files say something very different, and yet there's no arrests. It makes people angry when they're getting lied to. You can just tell this is bad. You know, remember, she told me famously, I did one of the first interviews with her, and she said the files are sitting on my desk. You better get ready. That'll never happen. Anyway, the point is that this was totally and completely mishandled, and they say, you know, apparently it was the Epstein files. There's something else here. Check this out. Todd Blanche getting tapped for the role. Trump
The Dow. Did you ask her about the Dow?
She would be leaving the Justice Department. Following the meeting, Bondi left Washington, D.C. and flew back to her home.
The Dow right now.
Speech. Bondi responded by pleading
I didn't watch the
to give her more
speech.
time to the role. Trump remained firm.
How good was the speech? I didn't see it. I didn't have time. I was like working on the video the whole time. Nothing
It was
happened.
trash.
When are we getting the aliens? Like I want to know when the aliens.
Flew back to her home in Florida. She remained at the White House for the remainder of Trump's speech. Bondi responded by pleading to the president to give her more time to the role, but Trump remained firm that he's leading
This is a recap episode. Boo.
the agency. Her leading the agency was over. She was unhappy and tried to change his mind. President Trump told her
Not
she was
even.
fired.
It's just like he was just like, yeah, we're winning. We're totally winning in Iran. We are totally not fucking getting dogpiled.
Not the announcement.
We're definitely not losing.
Thursday due to media attention. Let's continue. Trump's reason for this sudden dismissal comes in part because the president believes that Pam Bondi tipped off Eric Swalwell, a member of Congress running to be governor of California, and he's going to definitely get the Democrat. He's going to get the Democrat nomination most likely. He's odds on. Anyway, it's a really creepy dude, and there, you know, he had a pretty sordid relationship with the Chinese spy, the famous Feng Feng. Anyway, Eric Swalwell heard about this and decided to, sue the Justice Department to stop them from releasing these files. Amazing how it all flips around. So they flipped the whole Epstein thing around on Eric Swalwell, and now he doesn't like it. Anyway, I say release all the files, of course. The FBI was preparing a caching documents on Swalwell's relationship with Feng Feng. She's intervening in those matters. The White House
You
wasn't
want to know
pleased.
what I don't get though, chat? This is like one thing I've been kind of thinking about in regard. Like, it's surely they could just release the file and then just delete all the things they don't like and fabricate all of the other things. Surely they could do that. Are they just afraid of being caught in the trap? Like, why don't they do that? Right? Like, if they really needed to do it, why didn't they just release it? Leader admin will find it and release it. I suppose that's true. But you know what kind of makes me leads me to believe that they're all on the same page is because they'll tell when the Democrats are in power, it's like, why didn't you release the files? And then the Republicans are in power. It's like, well, why don't you release the files? It's like they just keep blaming each other. It's like couldn't you have done it? You guys were in power.
Personal relationship with Swalwell. Why the hell does Pam Bondi have a personal relationship with Eric Swalwell?
October
Unclear why
surprise.
Bondi would have
You think they're saving it for a tactical reason? I guess that makes sense. That could work. That they're saving it because the news cycle is so annoying now. The problem right now is that everyone has goldfish memory when it comes to shit. Like, there's so much stuff happening and people are so overstimulated with the news. A story that would normally been like a thing in the news cycle for a year is like only in the news cycle for like a couple days. So I guess they could be holding on to it to like shit on people, like to use it tactically for an election purpose. That does make sense. Like that could be a motive as well.
But I believe that Bondi and Swalwell have a friendly relationship.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense, and I'll tell you why. The Biden admin, they had over 30,000 emails that were released under the Trump admin. Okay, that they could have released, even with so like you can make the argument that the Biden admin could not release the actual Epstein files, which we got a lot of with the most recent drop, because it was tied up in the courts. And I'll admit that is somewhat accurate, okay? And I say this as a person, I defend Biden all the time, okay? I love Biden. Joe Byron. He was awesome. I loved how senile and demented he was, specifically. But in all seriousness, I'm a Biden defender. But still, I say he could have released these emails, these Epstein emails. They were not protected. They weren't, there was nothing stopping them from releasing them. So it's like, Why didn't they release them? Why didn't they release them in the lead up to the election? Why didn't they release the birthday letter? Because all of that shit made Trump look really bad. And it was only released when the government was compelled to release them. Yeah, I don't know.
Swalwell openly criticized her since she took the AG position.
It's a big mystery.
Swalwell is one of the leading candidates for California gubernatorial race. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So it's happening. Pam Bondi trying to figure out why she's getting fired after accomplishing absolutely nothing in office. Pam Bondi led the department with strength and conviction. This is Todd Blanche, obviously. I'm grateful for her leadership. I'll be continuing to enforce the law and doing everything to keep America safe.
Following with President Trump, we have a big scoop. Pam Bondi will soon leave her job as the Attorney General. She is going to get a different
Because the basilisk is a meme, we can just meme it to release the files worth a shot. I thought it was a Kraken. Did they change it to a basilisk?
job within the administration. It doesn't sound like there's any bad blood between her and President Trump, but it does seem like they want her to go and do something else.
Welcome in social. True.
Her and President Trump, but it does seem like they want her to go and do something else. And in an interim role, she will be replaced by Todd Blanche, who is currently her deputy at the Justice Department. So it doesn't sound like Blanche is being elevated long term to the Attorney General. There might be somebody else that the president wants to go in there.
Hold up. Todd Blanche. Wait, is this the guy that's replacing? Is he the replacement? He is, right? Like, for sure. Early life.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about Todd Blanche is he recently came out and instead of like pretending that he cares about the Epstein files, he was like straight up like, nah, we're fuck the Epstein files, we're not doing that shit anymore. Like he said that recently. Like within the last few days, I think. I can't remember who was interviewing him. But the shit's insane. It's crazy.
Who the fuck is Leaflet?
But President Trump soon will announce to the entire world.
Okay, so it has
Leaflet demonstrating her knowledge about politics.
Soon afterwards, Trump sent truth. Deputy
Who
Attorney
is
General
Todd Blanche? Who is that?
Basis, Matt Walsh, over the top. Some of us have been critical of how the DOJ bungled the Epstein stuff and failed to aggressively prosecute left-wing extremists, among other failures.
That
we
one is
shouted
really
down,
annoying.
we were shouted down by their influencers on the site who insist that everything is fine and the administration should never be criticized. Will those people apologize now and admit that we were actually right about Pam Bondi? Of course not. It's a rhetorical question.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking earlier? I was thinking, I wonder what Matt Walsh thinks about this shit. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, everybody was wondering.
I think it was really annoying. That was one of the worst.
What is Matt Walsh gonna say about this?
Hard here, and this is where the Epstein scoop comes from, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump has said that he wants to have Ron DeSantis in his.
Yo, did Matt Walsh make it about trans people
Like, DeSantis
somehow?
was in the news like every day, and then he just kind of vanished. Do you think he's laying low because he attacked Trump? So he's just kind of laying low. He's just like, I'm just gonna like be aggro a bit because he kind of got fucked in the whole presidential thing.
Trump says he'd consider hiring Ron DeSantis next year.
Yeah, I
Ron
mean,
DeSantis-
his career in politics is probably over. So he's not gonna get fucking reelected. The boots, the look, I mean, I don't know what it was that killed his career, but yeah, he did disappear. He stopped getting coverage, he lost favorability. The man is a verified pedophile, okay? He was a high school teacher, a substitute high school teacher. And he fed little girls alcohol. Gave them alcohol. Went to their parties. That's what I think happened.
So he'll be out this fall, right? Boy, he'll be out this fall. So then who knows what can happen? Ron DeSantis would make an excellent attorney general, people are saying. Trump's next attorney general must be ruthlessly efficient at inflicting maximum legal violence against the left-wing terrorist hoaxers and coup plotters who are actively attempting to destroy anybody and anyone who defends our nation. That's the sole qualification. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess we will see what happens next. That's what happened to Pam Bondi. Low key, I was out jogging this morning and I live in Tampa Bay. This is where Pam Bondi lives. I saw a government jet flying overhead. You can tell it was presidential aircraft because of the colors and everything. It wasn't Air Force One or anything, but it was one of them. President's fleet. I was like, who's coming to Tampa? Yeah, we know.
You don't trust Vance, but with Rubio they stand a chance. I mean, I think they're both good. I don't know. How come you don't trust Vance?
We're banning elections for Friday. See ya.
Rubio the goat, dude. Rubio was so bad before. Bro, that thumbnail is diabolical, bro. Like, what is that even? You mean Vance is too young? Rubio is cringe. Says Rubio. What? I thought he wasn't as good before.
I hope Rubio is next, dude. Somebody, look, they're just gonna keep sacrificing. People are gonna keep falling on the sword, okay? It's a new sacrificial lamb every fucking week. It's crazy. It's crazy, but that's what's gonna keep happening. And my money's on Rubio next, okay? Maybe Drunk Seth. I don't know. It's hard to say.
But I kind of like him now. We have to watch that.
We'll see how Iran goes.
Right now.